Let's go.
Hey man, y'all sure y'all don't want to like burn one first, man?
Forever, ever.
We coming for you.
I am a god.
What's wrong with you, man?
I will find him.
The Force will be with you, always.
Coming for you.
Let's go.
Forever, forever, ever.
Yeah, ho! What up, mains? Lady mains? Non-binary mains? We have arrived.
So let's hit it with the sauce.
Cause if you ain't got the sauce, then that's your loss. Son. You know what it is, man. It is your boy Freddie Roy. I'm chilling with the homie Lavish Blackman, and together we are the Mayne Authority, your one-stop shop for all things that we feel like talking about from week to week. I don't know about you, man, but I'm feeling like I'm in a celebratory mood. It's been that way. It's been that way.
Been that way all week.
Yes, it has, hasn't it?
Yes, it
Hasn't
has.
it though? Man.
It's definitely been a week to be stoked about.
Yes, indeed, sir. Yes. Star Wars celebration going off. Drop some emojis if you hype. Drop me a 100 emoji if you are actually at celebration, so I can be salty and call you out by name.
Yes.
With my sauce.
Definitely will. I already know
man.
that the homie Jedi Mike is out there.
Ooh,
meeting all the peoples.
man. Yeah,
Meeting
they
all
had
the
a meetup
peoples.
going on. Shout out to Jedi Mike and everybody that was doing that thing, man.
Facts.
You know, I would have loved to have been down there in Anaheim, but you know, I got these things called cheerings.
Right?
One of them
And I got this
graduating
thing
next
called
week,
job.
man. So,
Nice.
you know, yeah, it is nice. It's nice because no more getting up to drop kids off. It's look, one down, man. One down.
One to
One go. One to go. Oh, man. And one to grow on. And speaking of one down, one to go, and one to grow on, celebrated my granny's 92nd birthday today.
Nice. Awesome.
Man,
Happy
yes,
birthday.
happy birthday to Granny. Love you, love you, love you. Had fam come out, fam from the West Coast, fam from the East Coast, fam from Texas. We was all up in that thing.
I see that.
For
Nice.
92, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put my granny on blast right now. And I got video to back this up. 92 is still twerking.
Oh.
Yes. I was like, Granny, let me know what's really going on in like when I'm not around. Hold on.
Okay.
Look, dancing. Look, when you're 92, you could do that though.
Yeah, right.
Like when you make it to 92, bro, you can do whatever the hell you feel like. Think about it. 92, we over here, we bitching and complaining about 2020. How many 2020s have you seen if you 92?
Right.
It's been a few of them. You know what I'm saying, man?
Plenty.
That's what's up, man. Show some love for Granny, man. Appreciate that, man. Love you, Granny. It was so fun to see her again, man.
Facts. And
Cherish
Daryn
those
Jedi
moments.
Jen. It's
Yes.
also her birthday as well.
Still in some thunder as usual, but I'm right there with you, man. Happy birthday to Jedi Jen. Celebrated in the best way with the mains. Loved it. Had a blast, man. It was fun. Good stuff all around, man. Good stuff all around.
Good week.
Yes,
Definitely
it
been
was
a good week.
Good productive week, man. Especially if you happen to be a fan of them Star Wars.
Yes. It's been popping.
Now,
all week.
I've seen the buzz, right? I've seen the chatter. I saw everybody wigging out over that Obi-Wan, man. But I have been strategically silent, for the most part, about how I felt about the show.
Right.
I thought I would save it for here. Because, I was hyped. I was ready.
Oh, yeah.
I had expectations. Things that I wanted to see. And you know what? Kathleen Mother Kennedy.
Couldn't find the button fast enough.
No, I couldn't. I almost wanted to throw another K in there, but you know what? I'm going to have to move the mic for a second and that shit deserves a slow clap. Woo, boy. See, I saved my review. I saved my reaction because I wanted to look the people in the eye when I say this, man. I wanted them to know I was serious. 2 episodes in, Kenobi is the best show on Disney Plus.
Wow.
Period. I said that.
Wow.
I said that.
Shocked myself. People.
Not Star Wars.
Shocked.
Period.
Shocked.
That's what I'm talking. That's how I'm riding with it. That's how I'm feeling. Kenobi gave me in those first 2 episodes everything I was hoping for, and even some ish I wasn't expecting. Like, I loved every minute of. First of all, spoiler alert, because I thought about it and I was like, maybe I can just like give people we got to get all the way into the thick of this.
No,
spoiler alert. That being said, now that shit's out the way, that intro, dog.
Yes.
That intro had me hooked. When you see Order 66 from the perspective of the Padawans, the only thing that would have made that even better, the only thing, is if Anakin had to walk through there and just started slicing their asses up.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, bro, no, they not.
Yeah.
If it had went there, but I'm not even tripping that it didn't, because you still got every bit of the emotional gravity from that. Like you were hooked because you wanted. It's like, whoa, what? Oh, we going here? Like we ripping the Band-Aid off. We ain't even taking no time. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like we get the man that we came to see, Kenobi. And I was kind of skeptical, man, because I didn't know how I would feel seeing Kenobi in live action again. Like seeing Ewan McGregor back, like I was hyped for it, but it's like one of those things where, when it's kind of like when you anticipate something and then it don't hit the way you was hoping it does. It's not a disappointment, but it's just like you like, I remember this being, it's kind of like when you have something that you used to love as a kid and you go, I remember it was better when I was a kid though.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, bruh. I turned 12 for 2 hours last night. I was not last night, but actually no, I ain't lying. Last night, because I done seen it about 3-4 times already.
Right.
I done seen it about 3-4 times, bruh. When you get Obi-Wan and you see him like working out and doing his thing, staying low, doing what it do, slicing up the meat, I'm like, bro, why do I already feel this man? Pause. Why am I already in my feelings about Obi-Wan, man?
Right.
It was crazy. And then the Inquisitors show up. And in an instant, I forgot all about the CGI complications and all of that nonsense. Because it's like, once you see that in live action, once you see it, you're completely immersed. Because like, if you're a Clone Wars fan, if you're a Rebels fan, like, these are characters we are watching, like the manifestation of like the last of our childhood fantasies, man. Like, think about it. We grown adults now. So Clone Wars for us was like us coming of age. Like, I know some of y'all super young cats out there that was like, no, I wasn't even born when Clone Wars started. Nah, we ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about our demographic. Clone Wars was like right at the edge, like right at the cusp of us trying to hold on to what last little bit of innocence we had. And it's like now to see that coming back full circle as an adult, like a grown adult, like adult for real. And it's like, I can't believe I'm watching this. It's kind of like the same feeling I got when we got the first Transformers movie. That first one, when you was like, am I really watching Transformers right now? Like, is this really like live action? Like, am I like, what reality is this? This is how I feel, man. It was crazy. Like, and it was like that the entire 2 episodes, man. Like everything they did was, if not perfect, it was better than I've seen anybody else do it. And I'll tell you why I say it's better than anything else. And I'll start with Star Wars, number 1, because this is definitely better than Mando. And the reason this is better than Mando is because Mando had the freedom of telling a story that no one knew about. Mando had no expectations coming in. We didn't know who Baby Yoda was. We didn't know who Din Djarin was. This was a character set in a setting that we were familiar with. But Obi-Wan is like, bruh, there's expectation tied to that. There's a franchise worth of expectation tied to the execution of these shows. Had they come out and fallen on their faces with this, it would have been trash. They would have gotten trashed, even worse than it was with the sequel trilogy. But to nail it the way that you nailed it, and to encapsulate, to be able to just bring in all of the feels and the vibes from like that period, like that period between Order 66 and A New Hope. And we're 10 years after Order 66. So we right at kind of like that midpoint. And to see where people are picked, like certain characters like Obi-Wan are right now, and to see the reflection, and to see Ewan McGregor like with that regret and defeat in his eyes, in his facial expression, in his tone. Like, I'm gonna say something here, and I'm gonna trigger some people when I say this. But you gotta look at The Last Jedi, right? This is the difference. This is why the Luke situation in The Last Jedi didn't hit the way that they wanted it to for us. Because there's no difference between what Obi-Wan was saying in that first episode and what Luke was saying in Last Jedi. They both were on some, the Jedi's over, it's done, it's time to be done. Like, move on, stay quiet, we lost, it's a wrap. Obi-Wan is every bit that hermit, but you know why it hit different? Because we know Obi-Wan's journey to that point. We got to see Obi-Wan's downfall. Like we got to see that breaking point. We didn't get that with Luke. We don't know what led to that. We got it explained to us, but we got some flashes, but we didn't get to see the context. We didn't go on that journey with Luke, but we went on that journey with Obi-Wan. So it hits completely different. But it's the same concept. It's the poetry, man. It rhymes retroactively, but who gives a damn when it's that good? You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. It was incredible, man. Incredible. The Inquisitors, man. Reva is that.
Hey, she was about that life.
Wasn't she?
Every bit.
And I loved to hate her every bit.
Right.
I loved to hate her every minute of that show.
I mean, she had me thinking she was Don Cheadle's sister the way she was going at
I'm telling you, bro. Like, she wasn't playing. Like, not when she chopped the old girl hand off, I was like, oh, she ain't bullshitting.
No.
Like,
she's all up in that force, man. She is sensing and feeling every single bit of it.
Yes, she was. And it's interesting because it makes you wonder, like, and again, I've stayed away from the leaks and all of that. So, you know, that's just me. But it makes me wonder, like, where is she coming from? Because they had the little dynamic, you know, with her saying she was the least of them and whatnot. And we'll get into that because it was of course, there was some drama, and we're going to touch on it. But, like, in that scene, there's definitely some history there. Like, when they say she's the least, could that be, or do they mean that she was a Padawan of the Jedi Council that ended up getting turned or whatever? Like, is that why they consider her the least? Is she just like a force-sensitive child that they found or whatever and indoctrinated? Like, I want to know what that dynamic is because there's some interesting implications there, particularly if we jump ahead a little bit and you realize that she put a saber through the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we know this Star Wars and people come back to life all the time. Being dead don't really mean you dead. But it's going to be real interesting to see like how they fix that or how they explain that. Because is that a different Grand Inquisitor? Would that explain why there was a different look between him and the way he was depicted in Rebels? Or is that the same cat? And of course, you know, he got stabbed, but that ain't really Tupac. One stab couldn't stop him. He took it and smiled. Like, I'm like, what's it gonna be, man? Like, it's just, I'm rambling. Save me, bro, because I could talk for like 3 hours.
I'm primed to let you, because you ain't said nothing that I haven't already thought, felt, or anything like that. And I guess when it comes to Reva, my question really would be, what is the beef between her and Kenobi?
Yes.
Why is it so important for her to find him and bring him to Anakin? And I've seen people asking questions on how does she know that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker? Like, what is that connection? And the least of us thing, the only thing, like, at least comes to me as a normie, swarmy, however you want to classify it. To me, I kind of feel like maybe she was someone that they didn't kill when they executed Order 66. Maybe because she exhibited more Sith-like. Had more of a Sith-like presence,
right?
So they didn't kill her there, and like they kind of resent her for that. Still, at the same time, it's like, you know, because you come from a Jedi, so you know you're the least of us. So I don't know. I mean, that's something that kind of came to mind, but I'm not entirely. You know, I don't know. It could be something completely different. But I feel like the beef there has something to do with that.
Yeah, I think it's got to do. I think she's going to end up being revealed to be a Padawan, and that either she knew or had some knowledge of Order 66 and kind of like what happened, or and so she understands what like that hatred between Obi-Wan and Vader really is, or she's got some kind of intimate knowledge some other kind of way, and sees this as an opportunity for her to advance because she's been looked at as the least, and so it's they're gonna play that angle where it's like, oh, you thought less of me now, but you're gonna realize just how much of a problem I can be, type thing. Right. Like maybe that's where they're going with it. Which is cool with me either way. Because the one thing that I think is dope about it is these are the Inquisitors are so negligible when you think about it that they can go any kind of direction with it, and I don't think it will derail the overarching story anyway. Right. Because they nailed that down. Because so one of the things for me, and I want to say this real quick, because I want to get back to Nerd Executive and Jared, because I saw some comments about them not seeing what I'm seeing in the acting, and I also saw the little fanboy goggles comment. Nerd Zach, I got you, just wait. But no, I wanted to, or you know what? Better yet, let me address that first. I don't know what really the expectation is when it comes to like the acting. I'm starting to get to a point where I feel like that interpretation of like good acting is going to be subjective across the board, because I don't really understand what else you could be looking for in a space opera. Like, I'm not, the emotional weight is there. Like when he realized that Anakin wasn't dead, like that was like straight up just like total just sunkenness. Like that's he was sick. He was sick. But the now I won't say it's been great acting across the board. Please believe I don't think so, because them other two Inquisitors ain't it, man. They just the Grand Inquisitor for me, somewhat. But and then my guy from Fast and Furious, I ain't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it like that. But it was. I
don't really look in deep to like secondary or characters who don't have a prime plot.
Got you
in the story. So like their acting is like, yeah, I might notice it's bad, but it's like I'm not supposed to be drawn in by you. Yeah. To be honest. So as long as the main actors are the ones doing their job, then I really won't like go around the board. Right. But yeah, there was some parts for me where it was like the acting, but at the same time, I feel like people who look at the acting aren't necessarily, and I'm guilty of this too, they aren't necessarily watching for the content, for the lore. You know what I mean? It's like, or because we know so much on a real world level, it just takes us a little bit longer to get immersed into the fact that we are actually watching something for that effect, you know? So like, yeah. And at the same time, we might consider that bad acting, but it's like, you got to also consider what that person is trying to convey in that moment.
Right.
It's like, okay, are they actually fully collected? Are they trying to convey a certain level of anger at that if you were there in a real life situation, if that person would have handled it that way? You know what I'm saying? Like we can call it bad acting, but that doesn't mean we're in that real life situation. Somebody might actually exhibit those types of emotions and feelings. So we just gotta need to step back a little bit and, like I said, realize we're watching something for that effect, for that content effect.
Yeah, and I see like I want to know because I really want to take a second and because I'm fanboyed up tonight. I'm fanboyed up. It's Star Wars Celebration Week. Obi-Wan dropped. We got bomb news to touch on, and the negativity is like triggering. But I'm trying to process. I'm trying to bring my light side out. But the thing about it is, man, this is the funny thing, and this is what I love about the Star Wars community. Literally, one person's trash is another person's treasure.
Right.
Like, and it's like that throughout Star Wars. Like, it's no matter what. You can talk to one person, they'll tell you Clone Wars was the best thing ever. You talk to another person, they tell you it was the most ridiculous waste of time ever. Same thing with Rebels. Same thing with the sequel trilogy. Same thing with the prequel trilogy. Same thing with the OG trilogy, as a matter of fact. Like, it's just going to be that way. And that's the part that you got to remind yourself of, especially when I see such blasphemy, such as episode 2 is trash. Blasphemous. But look, for me, speaking for me, it was fun. Like that entire ride was amazing. And the one big thing that I was worried about, the one big question I had coming into this show was, how are you going to explain Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine? Because that can't be for nothing. Like Obi-Wan ain't leaving Tatooine for no booty. It ain't happening like that. It's got to be something serious. And how much more serious can you get than kidnapping a baby Princess Leia? If there was nothing else that could bring Obi-Wan off of Tatooine, it would have to be that. And to be honest, I hadn't even thought about that. I had not even thought about the possibility of Leia being the reason or the motivation. Now, let's talk about Leia a little bit. Because
that child. Yes,
indeed. Leia is annoying as.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't advocate hitting children, but there was 3-4 times where I was like, somebody need to just pop her ass.
You need to force slap her off that roof,
like,
catch her,
like
and put
real
her down like
quick. But you know what's so amazing about that? Go back and watch A New Hope. From the first time you meet Leia outside of the hologram, when Luke first shows up, she got the same attitude, bro. It's the same energy. It's the exact same energy. And it was so crazy because that little child nailed it.
Right.
Her job was to make you annoyed by her.
Exactly.
And she nailed it. She nailed it, man. Like it was so hilarious to me because I'm watching it and everything she was doing was getting under my skin. Like every time she would make a decision, I'm like, you see, this is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly.
Because you Charons always got to go off and do something because you think you got all the answers. And it was like, it was perfect because I was like, dude, that's exactly what they had her do. That's what they wanted her to do. That's what the role called for. And she killed
exactly.
that.
She killed it.
She killed that.
Exactly what I was saying. Yeah, she totally did it. Like anytime, and that's kind of what I'm saying with the bad acting. It's like if anytime you were watching something like that and it's getting under your skin,
they probably doing their job.
Exactly. It's like they are most likely doing their job because you are looking at the character and the emotion being conveyed, and you are feeling what they're supposed to let you feel.
Yes.
And that is exactly what little Leia did.
She
every
killed
single
that,
time
yes.
she opened up her little mouth. Dude,
Every
I was
time.
like,
And you stay in a child place. You stay in a child place. I'm like, boy, I couldn't deal, man. I couldn't deal. But it was
just left her tied up and just took her over the shoulder and just
be like, no, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing
right.
this. But it was so fun, man. Like that dynamic. There are a couple of things that like I wonder about from a continuity standpoint, but I'm not gonna Callisto with the $30, man. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Said my theory, this Grand Inquisitor is not the one that we know from Rebels, and now that he's dead, we will soon see the GI we all know. By the way, nobody agrees with my theory, but LOL. But much love to you too. I'm so glad to celebrate Kenobi with you. Man, you damn right. I actually think that there might be some, validity to that theory though, because that was one thing that I thought about too, was that maybe this is a different Grand Inquisitor. So I would give it maybe about a 30% chance. I'm not going to say there's no chance at all, but I'll say 30%. I'm more leaning towards Star Wars pulling the Star Wars and he's not actually dead. Like I just have a feeling that's coming.
I go with that.
But man, like I want to get to that reveal though. Oh, wait a minute, because I'm not done trolling. Did any of you sequel trilogy haters lose your mind when Obi-Wan went to the desert and pulled the lightsabers out the sand? I'm just curious. Since that seemed like it was so ridiculous for Rey to do it. I'm just curious, just asking. Only to those that had a problem with it though. But no, it was that reveal though, when he realizes that Anakin is not dead. I kept saying when I was talking about this show, I kept saying that moment better get me. Like they better nail that, because if he don't know, which we knew he didn't, and he finds out, it better mess with him. And boy, if it didn't, like you saw the oh shit moment when he realized he ain't finished the job, man.
Right. Exactly. And it's so bad that she even felt it.
Right.
She felt all of that.
Oh yeah. Like the whole thing. I mean, and plus Darksiders feed off that fear energy anyway. So it was like the moment like he started, like Obi-Wan's feelings started betraying him, it was like, oh snap. And then he realized dude ain't dead. And I mean, like, imagine what goes through your mind at that moment.
Right.
Like that changes everything in that moment. And when you get the shot of Vader in the bacta tank, boy, look, canon junkies, canon junkie or not, I don't give a damn. I'm ready to see them two again, man. Like, I don't care. Don't talk to me no more about this whole, well, this is technically they didn't meet before because they said in A New Hope. No, I don't care. I don't even care no more. Yeah, I'm that hyped off this show that I'm like, you know what? I can forgive that, even if it is a glaring hole, which I never thought it was in the first place, because there's a whole lot of different ways you can interpret that comment. But I can't wait for those two to reunite, man. I cannot wait. It's gonna be a moment when they show up.
That ending on episode 2, that ending.
Yeah.
Seeing him in the back.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. But let's circle back real quick because I want to get on the I want to touch on that Reva thing, man. So I didn't go looking for it. I just happened to see that, some people had a little bit of an issue with the whole plot thread with Reva and the idea of them considering her to be less than, and her, basically trying to do what she can to get next to the man. People having a problem with that. Can we please stop? As a black man, can we please just stop for a second? Not everything has to be racially motivated. Some stuff actually is what it is on the surface. I don't think this was any type of a dig. I don't think this was any type of a disrespect. I don't think there's anything to be read into with that whole situation other than it being a plot thread. She could have been any race, color, creed, and it still would have fit and it still would have made sense. Because at the end of the day, we're not talking about race. We're not talking about creed. We're talking about those with power and those without.
Right.
And that's what it boils down to. So again, yeah, it does kind of, the sad thing about it is we live in a society where that kind of a thing still does exist. So it is a little bit of life or art imitating life. But in this case, I don't think there was anything malicious tied to it. I had no issues with it whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. It's like you could plug in anybody.
Yeah.
You could literally plug in anybody, and anybody could make anything come out of that. So I don't see why it always has to be looked at that way. It just like I was saying to you before, I just feel like it's just so inscribed in our society that it doesn't matter where it's put. Somebody can always, it's an innuendo, you know, you can always pull something out of it one way or another. You could make it feminist. They could have easily made that a feminist thing. They could make it a racist thing. You can make it a sexist thing. Somebody saying something, especially if they have, again, some kind of power, can bring it up, and people are just gonna go and follow that, to be completely honest. I mean, even the homie, the Lonely Banter, he's got a video out now with somebody who made a video and a thumbnail, and on the thumbnail it says Operation Get Behind the Darkies. And it's like, why? If it was an Asian woman, what would you have come behind that? And besides that, like, you know, just the fact that you are willing to be able to pull and perpetuate racism in our entertainment that we're trying to enjoy is just like, what are you doing at home?
Right.
What are you doing at home?
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, I mean, but that's exactly what it is, bro. At the end of the day, you got people now, because of the fact that you've got these microphones and you've got social media, you've got people at home looking for a reason to like start a controversy.
Right.
They just want to start some ish, and this was another opportunity for that. So that's about as much attention as I'm going to give that. I want to jump back to a question that I saw from Justin Simone. Said, can you explain why Obi-Wan would leave with Inquisitors on Tatooine? I've yet to hear anyone explain this to me. I think it comes down to the fact that the Inquisitors are after him. No one knows that Anakin has children other than Luke, Bail Organa, not Luke, Obi-Wan, Bail Organa, Yoda, and whatever them robots were that were around. Like they're the only people that know. Everybody else is under the assumption that she died they died with her in childbirth. And so at that point, the Inquisitors don't even realize. And the whole thing was, Reva wasn't trying to kill Uncle. She wasn't trying to kill Owen, like because she suspected Owen was harboring a Jedi. She was trying to kill Owen to intimidate the people. She was using him as bait in that moment to try to get answers out of people. So it wasn't, to me, I don't think, Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine knowing that the Inquisitors is still there or still even around makes much of a difference, because again, they're hunting for Jedi. She's hunting for Obi-Wan specifically. And Luke's like, yes, he has to protect Luke, but she's not going to go back and just slaughter Owen for the hell of it, because number one, Owen set the precedent by saying he can't stand the Jedi, period. So in her mind, now the one thing I will say about that, the one thing I will say is that it did occur to me, and I asked, well, then why didn't she just Jedi mind trick him, or Jedi, like not Jedi, but like why didn't she just force pull the information from him,
right? Like
right in that moment, because if she'd have done that, like it would have been a wrap,
right? You
know what I'm saying? Because if she would have looked into his mind and seen everything she needed to know, and would have figured out that that Anakin has a kid. But the fact that, they were able to throw her off just enough, like that was one of those, to me, I chalked that up to one of those close call kind of things. And in actuality, it actually makes Luke a little bit safer for the immediate time, because he's drawn the Inquisitors away from Luke. So now they're somewhere else. Owen is an afterthought. Like they haven't tied together that loop or that thread. So like really, I see that as negligent. Like there's no impact to it because no one knows who Luke is yet.
Right.
Or that he even exists. Like no one even knows that Anakin had kids. So, and then the other thing was, I saw a lot of people that had an issue with the fact that she mentioned that Anakin Skywalker was alive, and how like throughout the lore, we've been told that no one knew that Anakin was Darth Vader. Right. I don't mind. To me, I don't think that's a mess up. I think that's intentional because it's going to be explained her connection to the Jedi in a future episode. I think she was one of those Padawans. She might have even been one of the kids we saw at the beginning.
Right.
One of them might have been her. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like you were saying, like, I think that's where that comes from and then really it was just her and Obi-Wan in that. Yeah. Thrawn also. Thrawn knows, but we don't even know where the hell Thrawn is.
Right.
Like at this point in the lore, like, or at least I don't. We
might find out in Ahsoka.
Oh yeah. We finna get on that, man. But I want to say this. Number one, I can't wait for these next 4 episodes. Number 2, I'm hearing rumbles about there possibly being a second season. Please, Disney, second season this, because there's still plenty of like material to touch. And the thing that this tells me more than anything else, looking at this, and we're going to get into some Star Wars Celebration news in a minute, but I saw the interview with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau at Celebration, or one of the interviews. And what this tells me is we can just, as fans, kick our feet up and chill for the next 10 to 15 years when it comes to Star Wars, because Filoni got this from here. Like everything that I'm hearing, everything that I'm seeing gives me confidence that Filoni got this. Now, will some of these projects falter in execution? More than likely so, yes. But in terms of, does Star Wars have a plan? Hell yeah. They ain't have no plan before, but now that Filoni's in the building, you can tell everything is starting to make connections. And Filoni doesn't have to have it. He may not be involved in Kenobi from a production standpoint or a writing standpoint, but he is in charge of the creative direction of Star Wars. So that means he had to be consulted with where they were going with the story. So to me, as long as he has that, I'm good. Like as long as we got Filoni in place and like he's calling the shots, I'm cool with that. Like that's totally fine with me because Filoni has proven he understands what Star Wars is and what we want to see from Star Wars in different aspects. So again, I'm not saying that everything Filoni's touched is gold. I know some people weren't really down with Bad Batch. I know season 7 of Clone Wars, those first few episodes were kind of mad to some people. But my thing is the overall direction, which we were missing when the sequel trilogy dropped, because we had no idea where they were going with that because they had no idea. We don't have to worry about that kind of a thing with Filoni anymore. So for me, I am so excited for where we're going next because Celebration, man. Celebration. I wish I had 4 hands so I could give Celebration 4 thumbs up.
Yes.
Because, man, they dropping bombs, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
I don't know either. There's just so much. You
got the Ahsoka news. They dropped they leaked the Ahsoka footage, little teaser. Apparently, we get to see Sabine and that boy Ezra, like live action, man. I'm telling you, it's all coming together. Oh, Hera and Ezra. My fault, not Sabine. Yeah. My apologies. Appreciate you, T-Rev. Yes, you get Hera and you get Ezra. Like that's crazy. I saw the Andor trailer. I had no expectations for Andor, no real desire to see it. Trailers got me interested now. I'm not gonna say I'm hyped necessarily, but I'm definitely interested to check out what they're gonna do with Andor. We talked about the Ahsoka thing.
You got the Mando.
There we go. Mando season 3. We get Bo-Katan on the throne. What? We get Babu Frick. Man, and like if there was anybody out the sequel trilogy that I wanted to see more of, Babu was it, man. Like Babu was like maybe the one good thing that came out of Rise of Skywalker, bro. And I am here for more Babu Frick.
Right.
But
yeah, that was it too. The Jedi Survivor.
Yes, I was just finna say, but damn all that. As much as I love Ahsoka, as much as I'm hyped, bro, I just got one question. Who the hell in the back to tank? Who is in that back to tank in that trailer, dog? Like Jedi Survivor look crazy. Like it's so much going on in that little teaser, bro, and I got so many questions.
Yeah,
now
I like how they're tying all that stuff together too, like even with the video games.
I had to think about something, and this is my wild fanboy dreaming. Al, stop sipping the purple drink and put the sativa down because you tripping moment. But what if it's Omega?
Okay.
Like, what if it's Omega in that back to tank?
That would be interesting.
Bruh, like, it would. Like, I'm just saying, man, like, it's so crazy, like, where we are going with Star Wars, because now we getting questions. She said, please no. Man, y'all some Omega haters. Like, man, I didn't know the hate was so real. Thought I was amongst Star Wars fans. But
you are.
That's what's up.
You got members of the Sith here as well.
That's exactly right. And I am here for it.
Right.
My Sith brethren and sisterins.
Sisterins.
But yeah, man, like, dude, the Martez sisters. Hey, look, man, I ain't have as much of a problem with the Martez sisters as everybody else did, man. Like, I'm like, what happened to what did Martez sisters do to y'all, man? That's just, I don't know, bro. I got theories, but I'm gonna have to take them theories to Discord.
I heard that if it was Omega in the tank, that the person playing it was gonna be Kim Kardashian.
Okay, stop.
Probably her sister Kim. I heard it was a Kardashian. And they'll actually let them keep the last name.
No,
too.
you know what? You know how I feel when you say that.
Sick. Right. You should have done a piece.
I should have.
Yes.
Okay, I'll come back now. Like, man, no. Because literally, that's what I'm gonna do. If that's a Kardashian in that back to tank, bro, I'm gonna take my leave, dog. Like, this is where I get off the ride. Thank you, but I am not about to be a part of this. Man,
just saying, man.
I will. Yes,
surprised.
I didn't become one with the Force, bro. I'm out this beat. I'm not doing it. No, don't even talk to me about a Kardashian. No. That's why the Phoenix Sun's sitting at home right now. Somebody should have told you, Devin Booker.
Man.
Somebody should have told you, bro.
They probably did.
He just ain't listening.
You know how it is.
How many is it going? How many men is it going to take? Or somebody figure it out, bro.
I mean, the sirens existed for a reason. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, man. Like,
Belle
Biv DeVoe said it. Never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. All of them. Poison. There you go. Exactly.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, man.
You ain't lying.
No.
But this sounds like a good time for us to take it over to conversation and libation. Yes, sir. Indeed. Let's do that. Because I want to know what has been your favorite Star Wars news of the week. Because it's been quite a bit, man. It's been quite a bit. Mine, of course, was Ahsoka.
Yes.
And thanks to Rosario Dawson, I will become a sweaty.
Yes.
Of all things Ahsoka.
I bet you will.
I definitely will.
You'll be sweaty, all right.
That'll be.
Oh,
You got me.
got him.
You
Got him,
me.
coach.
And
Oh my God.
mind. Shoot.
Hey, look, I
that
wouldn't
was it
mind
for me.
either. Oh man, look. Pictures or it
Yeah,
didn't happen.
man. Right.
What did we turn it into here? Hold on, this is a wholesome family show.
This is the libation part, I suppose.
Oh, that's right. You little loose lipped because you got the libation. That's right. That's
Yes,
right.
sir. See, all I'm doing is sitting back and
See,
drinking.
this is
some
why we got to
tea.
do produce videos, because I feel like I only touched on like 10% of like my Kenobi love, man. Like I could do a whole video about how dope those first 2 episodes were, man, and how much I just loved everything about those 2 episodes.
Well, I only got 2 words for you. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Hey, but yes, Jedi Jin, Jedi Survivor on deck, please. I'm
not even going to front. Jedi Survivor, seeing it, has actually inspired me to go back and attempt to finish Jedi Fallen Order.
You really should. The gameplay is rough. I will give you that. Yes, I was very excited to hear that they're tweaking the combat in this one. So that's going to be interesting and much needed, because I'm not one of those, what is that, Devil May Cry, Diablo, one of them games they said it kind of mirrors the gameplay. I'm like, well, if that's the case, then that ain't for me.
Oh,
man.
if it's kind of like Devil May Cry.
Well, no, that's
it
what they were saying
depends
about
on-
the first one. Like
The first one?
I think I can't remember if it was
Yeah.
that like this the dodge mechanics or counter strikes or whatever is kind of similar.
Right, and there was only one Devil May Cry game that I played that I can honestly say out of all it, because the first 3 to me, no.
Mhm.
But I think it was like either the 4th or whatever after that I liked the gameplay on that one, and then they didn't do it like that anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
If
the
it's anything
story in
like
Fallen
one of
Order
those,
is incredible, Jen. It is incredible. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back and play Fallen Order again a few times before the next one drops, because this is, like, I've been saying it the whole show, but like where we are right now, and this could change in a week. Like, Star Wars fans, we crazy like that. But this is the point that I knew we were going to get to, or that I felt like we still had a chance to get to, when everybody was like poo-pooing on the sequel trilogy and saying it was Star Wars. Remember them conversations about Star Wars being dead?
Mm-hmm.
You remember when we was way back in that other universe?
Mm-hmm.
That show that was the opposite of Before Dusk. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
But you, like, it was I remember Star Wars is dead. Kathleen Kennedy, this and this and that. Star Wars is whack. MCU is taking over. Look, I'm not saying Star Wars didn't leapfrog MCU yet. Like, in terms of current. Star Wars is still bigger than MCU, period, point blank. But currently MCU got the crown. Right now, MCU is the incumbent. They still got the spot. But
in the lead.
Star Wars is gaining, man. They about to snatch the crown back and be like, hold on, put some respect on my name. And it's just, and I don't mean that every announcement is like fire and everything is going to be great. What I mean is we've got a plethora of content coming out, and most of it is good stuff. Like, we are not in that place where we like sitting here having a question whether or not we're going to get any good Star Wars. We know good Star Wars is on the way, and we got a good Star Wars right now. That's what I knew we could get back to with a little bit of time and a little bit of patience. And look where we are, man. Look where we are now.
And things are
good. It's good to see that, man. I think it's gonna keep picking up. I think Andor is gonna be better than I thought it was gonna be. We got Fallen Order. We got the KOTOR remake. We got Ahsoka. It's like so much stuff. The Patty Jenkins joint, I know they starting to pick up steam with that. So it's like, Taika Waititi's got the script done for his Star Wars movie, or not the whole script, but he's like got the overall plot basically lined out. So,
and they're talking about Feige's movie. They're already starting to talk about Feige's movie too.
That's what I'm saying, and it's just a good time to be a Star Wars fan, man. It's a good time.
Right. I'm waiting for them to drop some of that Star Wars Eclipse news too. I want to
That
know.
too. Look, see, I forgot all
that's
about
gonna be
Eclipse.
about.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's another one, man. Like we gotta. I just hope Star Wars Eclipse don't turn into Star Wars 1313 on us, because I was hyped for that, and then that just disappeared. So,
Elaborate. I don't.
yeah, that was It was, man. I was so ready, and then never really heard anything about it after that. But
I'm kind of curious if Star Wars Eclipse is going to turn into like a next gen PC universe.
it could be. I mean, Star Wars is overdue for something like that. Like Star Wars is overdue for an open world kind of like MMORPG type game, something like that. Like it's that time. Give me something, because you know what? GTA ain't it no more.
Right?
Like GTA done squeezed more money out of me than 2K. There's the obligatory 2K reference, Felicity. You're welcome.
Right. And yeah, you don't even play GTA enough.
No,
That to be
not
true.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I
odd.
say GTA didn't cost me more, because I didn't spend money on GTA that I don't even use. Like I ain't even playing GTA. I bought the damn definitive edition trilogy of the first 3 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I ain't even played them.
When even be able to enjoy it when you try it. That's
Right, that's
why.
what I'm saying. So I'm like, nah, man, I can't do it. But it's
Very
just, oh
understandable.
man,
Very understandable.
It's just so much news.
A par, no, I cannot imagine Kat Dennings playing Ahsoka. At least not now. Had you said that before, it was my girl.
Word?
Then
No.
maybe. But I don't know. Kat Dennings. I don't
Hey.
feel like she kind of thick, and
Hey,
the
Kat.
roles she plays just don't fit the kind of person.
Yeah, but I'm
Ahsoka
sure
is.
we can find somewhere to squeeze her in.
Haha. I'm sure we could.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe make her another one of those obnoxious garage keepers or whatever. You know, when she flies her ship in. It's Kat Dennings
Hey,
and some Jawas.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
I can see that. I can see that being a thing. Or make her not a fixer. But I don't know what it's called in Star Wars, where they got to go to somebody who gets some mercenary jobs or whatever, and it's Kat Dennings. I would go.
I'm
for
with that. Or you can make her a Mandalorian.
Really?
Hell yeah, you can make her a Mandalorian. Why
one?
couldn't she be? Just make
know,
up one. Just give it, create a new character and put. You can't predict, or you can't imagine Kat Dennings in a Mandalorian suit. She pulled that helmet off. Man, look, she's gonna get me in trouble. All right, let me be quiet. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it offline, bro.
It's the reason why we do these shows on Saturday.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Oh man.
Hey, look,
Be a Twilight.
Kavai says she could be a Twilight. Hey, as long as she's in the entertainment section. Hey, look, I'm telling you, look, then we could do look, now that's a way to get people hype about Canto Bite. You give us a show with Kat Dennings as a working girl Twilight on Canto Bite.
Okay. I could kind of, I guess, see that. Still,
There was a very bad, sick joke there. I'm gonna leave it alone.
yeah, it sounds safe. It sounds like the right thing to do.
Yes, indeed. What else we got though, man? We riding out a little early this evening. We started a little late. Appreciate y'all hanging. He says,
Oh, the Mayne ambassador.
no sir.
Mayne ambassador.
Man, never in my life, and never will ever. Not for money, bro.
Yeah,
No.
same.
No. I spend
I
money.
don't
I
know.
spend money on quite a many different things, but never.
I guess
that.
before we go,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this,
What you got?
because I was gonna ask you this earlier. What do you think next episode? Any predictions, expectations, things you want to see?
In
next
the very
episode of
next
Obi-Wan?
episode, oof, I want a Clone Wars flashback. Now that he knows Anakin's back, I need him to have some kind of a night terror or some kind of a flashback to he and Anakin during the Clone Wars. Give me some, now that we know it's all out there, give me now, I need the insight. I need to understand what his memory goes to when he thinks of Anakin. Outside of just their duel on Mustafar. Like what moments does he recall? Because I think that'll tell a lot about where he is mentally and what he puts his importance on. Because believe it or not, one of the, I think, most overlooked aspects of this show and what this show might be is the idea of Obi-Wan having to learn from past mistakes. Because he knows at some point he's got to train Luke. Now, he doesn't know how long that'll take or when that'll happen, but he's got to be sure not to commit the same mistakes he made with Anakin. And so you've got to think that in his mind, hey, we got a $5 from Michael. Says happy birthday one more time to Jedi Jin. Yes, indeed.
Happy birthday.
One more
Jedi Jin. One more
yes.
Jedi Jin.
One more again. Jedi Jin. Say it one more time.
Right.
But yeah, that's forever ever. Man. But that's what I want to see in this next episode is like, give me a little more insight, a little more context behind what Obi-Wan is thinking and how he's feeling about the realization or the realization that Anakin is alive. Like that's what I want to see. And I want to see it in a flashback because I want to see what things he goes back to in his mind, because that kind of gives us insight into what he's putting importance on in terms of what things stick out, because that's just going to point him into the direction of how, what he needs to do to be successful in training Luke.
Right.
Which really, it's almost like the situation with Luke is kind of like those just don't crash the car. Like, it don't matter how fast or how long it take you to get there. You just got to make sure you don't crash the car this time.
Right.
And that's like, I think there's a part of Obi-Wan that is cognizant of that. And so I think these little moments where we get insight into his psyche kind of point to that. And also, I'm still looking for, now that he knows that Anakin is alive, I want to see how that affects him mentally, in the sense that we still need to see that evolution to the Alec Guinness Obi-Wan from episode 4. And we're starting to see a little bit of it because he had the little beard stroke that my dude had. And there's certain little mannerisms that he's doing to kind of invoke more of that Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. But I want to see more. Like, I want to see him kind of devolve into that Obi-Wan who was like damn near disheveled, didn't remember owning droids, talked about the dark times as if it were because that's essentially what we're looking at right now, is the actual telling of those dark times.
Right.
And so he's, we saw the beginning of that in Revenge of the Sith. Now we're seeing him 10 years into it. And I want to see just where his mind, or how his mind has dealt with and processed those emotions, and how that'll lead to him becoming the Obi-Wan we saw in A New Hope. So that I want to start seeing those seeds planted, hopefully with like I said, the Clone Wars flashback. What about you though, man? You got anything you looking forward to in this next one?
Man, I don't know. I'm keeping my mind open to anything, because just to me, it's just like, this is a continuation of a storyline that I've been interested in, and I just want to see how it unfolds. I have no expectations. I have no nothing in there that I'm like wanting to see come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just plainly want to watch it play out,
right?
And actually feel what they're trying to get us to feel with the show.
No doubt.
And if it hits right, it does. If it don't, I'm gonna speak on it. That's
pretty
much how that's gonna be. I see everybody, and I was too. And I noticed that Tamara Morrison was showed up there.
Yes, that was again, like I said, 10% of what I wanted to touch on. I think that was, to me, that was dope. But it was so powerful. I think from just a meta standpoint and from like a literal standpoint in the Star Wars universe, because you see now how quickly the clones went from being, like almost like top tier to now they're just cast aside. And it's something that we see in real life when it comes to our veterans. You know what I'm saying? And it especially this weekend with it being Memorial Day, special props and respect to all veterans, anybody who's serving, has ever served. Because again, couldn't be me, man. You ain't putting no gun in my hand and telling me and dropping me in the middle of nowhere, bro. I can't. Only time I'm trying to do that is like if I'm playing something on the PlayStation. But like, no, right. I think about that. Right, Division. That's about as far as it's gonna go for me, man. But it's again, Star Wars has those elements, just like a lot of entertainment does. But it was so subtle to see that. And again, anytime we get Tamir Morrison, I'm like, that's what's up. I'm good with that. Seeing him in that respect, especially because it was one of the 501st. Wasn't just any clone. He was part of like the 501st. And we know Obi-Wan's connection to the 501st. So to see him, it's like, damn, son. Like they didn't just fell off like completely, but it's not a surprise. It was a really good moment. Nice little Easter egg, little tease. But yeah, man, that would be a dope show though. Could you imagine doing a show about like clone troopers after they were basically just cast aside?
I can see it.
Just like,
especially if they found a way to make it
just a standard, like
that point.
Take it completely out of without it having to connect in any major way to Star Wars lore. Like we know they exist or whatever, but just give me a show a little bit more like, and I'm talking about live action. Bad Batch, yeah, but Bad Batch is about a specific group that we've already, like, give me just a random ass stormtrooper or ex-clone trooper that's like living on some remote planet trying to make it work. And let me see how Tamir Morrison would handle that. That'd be dope to me. That would be dope.
I don't know. They probably started off as a documentary. That's what, like a Star Wars documentary and just going around talking to all the troops who just got cast
That would be
aside,
cool too, though.
No pension.
That would be cool too.
And then turn that into something like one of the ones that they introduce.
Right.
Something winds up happening, and then he's got to go out and maybe like unite.
No doubt.
Something like that. That would be dope.
I like that. Hey man, we might need to write a pilot for that.
We might have to.
We might be able to make something shake.
Might have to. I'm totally down.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that.
All right. Well, let's touch on this one before we get out here, and then we're gonna head out.
Yeah.
Dan the Man popped in, said,
"What's up, Dan?
What up, Maynes? Which are we more upset about? Reva seemingly killing the Grand Inquisitor, or her shouting Anakin as Darth Vader with Leia semi-present?" For me, neither.
Neither. Like, I'm not mad at either one of them because, like, I already touched on the whole thing with the Anakin piece. Like, she doesn't even realize, like, Leia doesn't even realize who Ben Kenobi is, right? Like, she don't know that that's Obi-Wan. And I have questions about when she ever figures it out, because she might not have even known that Ben was Obi-Wan by the time she sent the message to him in Rogue One. Like, she may not have even connected the dots to realize that Ben is Obi-Wan Kenobi. But as far as the Reva thing, again, her killing the Grand Inquisitor, or seemingly killing the Grand Inquisitor, we got to let that one play out, because Maul got chopped in half and came back. Palpatine got blown up. Like, blown the hell up. Not just blown up, blown the hell up. And he came back. So Star Wars has set the precedent that no one's ever really gone. Like the homie Luke said in Last Jedi. Like, you just never know, man. Hey, look, we got grumblings about Mace Windu coming back. I saw Mace Windu get his arm chopped off, electrocuted, and sent out a window.
He did that right.
Right, he got yeeted out the window, bro. Like, and if he come back,
right, anything is possible.
Anybody can come back, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I want to wait to see how this Grand Inquisitor thing plays out. But it really didn't trigger me like that.
Right, because to be honest, Fennec.
That's another one. Yeah, she got
blown.
She got a whole.
She got reconstructed.
But the thing about it is, not only that, but think about it. She got a whole shot in her abdomen, laid out there and bled out. Boba come walking up, or whoever came walking up, scooped her up, had to drag her ass all the way back to wherever he was chilling at, and still was able to bring her back. So I'm saying, man, like, what does it take to kill somebody in Star Wars, bro?
I'm trying to tell you, Star Wars is the cyberpunk.
I'm trying to tell you
everything. They can bring you back. Period.
Hell, not only that, man. Vader is like the ultimate example. My man got all 4 limbs chopped off. He got fricasseed on the banks of a lava river. Was like, just let me get this black suit and this breathing treatment. I'll be all right. Tell you.
Right. Walk around with an asthma pump on his back.
A burnt 20-year-old white kid turned into a 7-foot black man with the power of technology. Like, anything is possible in Star Wars, baby.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes. Man.
Oh, man. That is so. When is Padme coming back?
Oh, man. No. Padme gone bye-bye, man. She ain't. She gone. She dead.
Right.
She dead. I mean, she could
bring her back as a Force ghost.
I don't even think she would do that, man. I think wherever, to be honest, I think wherever whatever of it Padme still existed, I think Vader killed her off in the comic. I think he killed any chance of him encapsulating or reconnecting with any part of her essence in the Vader comic when he like fully embraced the dark side. If you haven't checked that out, go check out that Vader comic, man. And that when Anakin or Vader was trying to connect with her through Momin's helmet and all of that. I think that's around the time when that part happened. But you literally see my man just like stomp out any light left within him. And so I think at that point, Padme was like, I'm out, bruh. I can't do this with you no more. Can't do this with you no more.
T-Rev always comes up with something interesting. Says Padme comes back with arms and takes Obi-Wan's lightsaber. She is Kenobi now.
Hey.
Always something interesting, man.
Anything's possible, man.
Anything is possible. Do you think
did I not say he said, look, I see Hawk saying Momin with the explanation. Did I say somebody different than Momin? My fault if I did, man. It was Momin.
But do you think we'll see Qui-Gon in this?
I think so. I think we will get. I think that'll be the payoff, like the big payoff of this show. If we do get any type of a character cameo, like a huge one on the level of a Luke, it would be Qui-Gon, and I think they'll save that for later on, like towards the end, like maybe episode 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think we'll actually see him at this point as a Force ghost.
Right. Okay. That'd be dope.
Oh, Hawks, man. Moment. I'm all about Moment, bro. Like that whole comic, when they broke that down, bro, and he was helping Vader build that castle, bro, and then like flipped on him, like, man, them episodes, that was some of the best like stuff I've read in terms of Star Wars comics, bro. Like I need that in live action or animation or something. But like Moment is the truth, bro. I love that art. But yeah, man, I think, with it being Memorial Day and all, your boy got to get out here and start smoking this meat. First brisket of 2022 about to go on the pit, man. So,
man.
Yeah, I wish it was a way that I could.
Some of that. Yes, there is a way you could slice some of that. Put that in the container. You put that container in something refrigerated. You put that refrigerated something in a box. You put that box on UPS.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to send you some, man. I'm gonna send you a care package, man. Oh, yes. Man. But yes, like we always say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here,
man.
Indeed. For the homie Lavish Blackman, I am your boy Freddie Roy, and we will catch you in the next episode. Hey, look at that. I've got it.
Let's go.
Hey man, y'all sure y'all don't want to like burn one first, man?
Forever, ever.
We coming for you.
I am a god.
What's wrong with you, man?
I will find him.
The Force will be with you always.
Coming for you.
Let's go.